First at 5, Mr. Trump goes to Washington. After a war of words, the candidate and Paul Ryan make a huge push to bring their party together today and map a strategy that is to get to the White House.
CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer live on Capitol Hill with more. Marcia?
Well, he left his pitchfork populism, his so-called pitchfork populism, on the campaign trail and made a pilgrimage here to Washington to, A, convince Republicans that he can win, and B, that he won't hurt other Republicans who are running for House and Senate seats. But still, House Speaker Paul Ryan withheld a full-throated endorsement.
I do believe that we are now planting the seeds to get ourselves unified, to bridge the gaps and differences.
He didn't offer a full-fledged endorsement of the Republican Party's presumptive presidential nominee, but House Speaker Paul Ryan seemed a lot more comfortable with the thought of Donald Trump at the top of the GOP ticket.
I think this is going in a positive direction, and I think this is a first very encouraging meeting. But again, in 45 minutes, you don't litigate all of the processes and all the issues and the principles that we are talking about.
Trump offered a wave before heading into the Republican National Committee building to meet with Ryan and to meet with RNC Chairman Reince Priebus. Afterwards, they issued a joint statement saying, "This is our first meeting, but it was a very positive step toward unification." Trump has sharp differences with many Republicans on Medicaid and trade policy, to name a few. But he needs the GOP machine to help raise the estimated $1 billion he needs to run in the general election. Yesterday, he said of the Ryan meeting,
"You're going to have differences. If you agree on 70%, that's always a lot."
Outside the meeting, there was a huge media gaggle, very unusual for a meeting of politicians, unless your name is Trump. And Democrats held a press conference to point out that Trump has very high negatives, in some polls as much as 70%.
Remember, only 10% of the American electorate voted in the Republican primaries. When the rest of the electorate rejects you, you're not doing very well.
It is important that we get ourselves to full strength so that we can win in the fall, because the stakes could not be higher. But it takes more than 45 minutes.
Now, Trump is under a lot of pressure to release his tax returns from both Democrats and Republicans. But on the Republican side, both presidents named Bush and the Republican Party's 2012 presidential nominee Mitt Romney are putting pressure on him to make his financial house in order. Reporting live from Capitol Hill, I'm Marcia Kramer, CBS 2 News.
All right, Marcia, thank you.